Hello, this is my presentation for the Cultural and Spirituality assignment for week 4. We'll start with a case scenario of my patient in acute dialysis. So we had a patient that was transferred to our facility during the hurricane season because of the unit that was shut down, and the orders were already released and signed and held were already verified. So patient came to the dialysis unit and consent was signed. Hepatitis profile, which is a standard operating procedure for dialysis. Patients were already verified. Patient came to as a usual dialysis patient. So when he was doing treatment, his blood pressure dropped, and we have a sign and held order to release an albumin. Surprisingly, we didn't know that that his religion is Seventh-day Adventist, and they believe that there's no blood transfusion or any blood product for these patients. So patient came as a usual manner. So there was a sepsis alert, his blood pressure dropped, heart rate was high, and then the dialysis treatment was changed. So we stopped the pool, we have to give albumin. But the consideration for the religion is blood products is contraindicated and any other blood product. So we didn't know that he was a Seventh-day Adventist, and usually they don't believe in blood administration. I don't know what I'm doing here. So I'm trying to go to this. Okay. Was I aware of the influence of culture in the care of the patient? No, initially, I don't know that this patient's religion is different, Seventh-day Adventist. They have special considerations for this type of patient. Usually in the chart, it is written as their religion Seventh-day Adventist on the upper left side where, I'm sorry, I think I'm not sure if it's written in the upper left side, but usually what's written is patient's name, medical record number, date of birth, just the usual JCO recommendation for international patient safety goal. The order was to start dialysis as scheduled, and then there were no contraindications, and then there was no objection from the doctor to start the dialysis as planned. Did I become aware of the influence of culture after I cared for the patient following a reflective moment? Yes. After what happened to that patient, sometimes we still get transient patients that are coming to our unit for 1 or 2 days of dialysis. So as one of their team leader, I made sure that before I release the consent I release the order, we make sure that religion or special considerations are reviewed. My computer is just slow, so bear with me with this one. I've used PREZI from the last year. I haven't used it after that. So, was there a conversation about patient's life and priorities incorporated into this experience? Yes, there was a complaint from the receiving unit about the medical abstract that was sent back. So there was a review of a patient's information and then there was a committee that was called for this to for RCA, a root cause analysis. So there was no it wasn't it wasn't a sentinel event, since the patient didn't die. The patient was able to move back to his home unit. But when they reviewed the chart, so they found out that the patient is a Seventh-day Adventist. So without us knowing, and then the nurses and charge nurses and the manager without knowing, so now they're reviewing the chart that there should be a place for dialysis patients about this usual or common mistakes. So they're reviewing the chart, and then a paper chart should also be written as the head of communication, instead of just the PA or the nurse practitioner reviewing the chart and making the orders. How was your own culture or spirituality related to the experience? We all need to be sensitive with everybody's cultural belief. I myself has a different cultural belief, being from another country and growing up from Far East. I have different belief than what most of us has in this country. So one of which I believe that I believe in superstition. I can't really think of something. So I believe that sometimes if there's a moth inside our house, inside our apartment, so sometimes I believe that could be my dad visiting me. So there's like correlations between the superstitions to my belief, and so some of which is we need to be sensitive with this one. Next, what was learned from the experience? So I learned that people make mistakes, so it was a human error also, I would say, because it was also part of the nurse's responsibility to check the patient. Patient's chart is part of their report, and also the doctor would consider this as well. Good thing that the patient didn't really complain. It was the facility that questioned. They didn't complain, but they questioned about this order, what was confirmed from the experience. So having it said before that we need to be sensitive about the patient's belief. So it's part of our process. So we make sure that their transfer request origin is also written as part of the dialysis order. So if they have special considerations or no, just same as during a code. So if there's no compression or DNR order, so we will also consider the religious belief of the patients. And I think that's it for my assignment, and thank you so much. This is Reagan May signing off.